Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest, most delicious, and most spiritually satisfying football breakdown you will watch on the internet this year. I need every non-Arsenal football fan watching this video right now to pull up a comfortable chair, pour yourself a cold glass of black market tears, and get ready. My country people, science has finally proven that arrogance without history is a very terminal disease. Just a few hours ago, on this beautiful, historic Champions League final night, the absolute inevitable happened. Arsenal Football Club, the self-appointed kings of London, the professors of tactical aesthetics, the global champions of social media noise, went into an European final with their chests pumped out like cartoon characters, and they came out of it looking like absolute local government apprentices. Look at them. Just look at your screen. If you listen closely right now, you can hear the absolute silence echoing across North London. The tears flowing down the Holloway Road are enough to solve the water crisis in Sahara Desert. Before the match started, what were they telling us? They filled our timelines on Twitter, TikTok, and WhatsApp with premium noise. They told us that Mikel Arteta's tactical juice was superior to European reality. They told us that this was the year of destiny. But guess what? Destiny looked at their trophy cabinet, saw empty space and spider webs, and decided to run away. Founded in the year 1886, that means Arsenal Football Club has been in existence on planet Earth for exactly 124 years. And in those 124 years of breathing oxygen, buying players, changing jerseys, and sacking managers, how many UEFA Champions League trophies do they have in their stadium? Zero. Absolutely nothing. Think about the mathematical witchcraft of that. Clubs that were founded yesterday by oil merchants have touched the silver. Small teams in the corners of Europe have tasted the glory, but Arsenal is still a pure, clean, untouched European virgin at 124 years. They are the only club in the world that approaches the Champions League like a shy teenager at a high school dance. Plenty of loan, plenty of hype, but they always go home alone. In this historic, completely biased, and highly celebratory video essay, we are breaking down the absolute comedy of the Champions League final night. We are going to analyze the psychological trauma of Gabriel Magalhães missing his penalty, the delusional Premier League celebration from a few weeks ago that gave them the false confidence, and why Mikel Arteta's process is looking more and more like a beautifully packaged scam. If you are a Chelsea fan, a Manchester United fan, a Real Madrid fan, or just an ordinary citizen who loves to see overconfident collect premium discipline, smash that button right now, subscribe to the channel, and let's feast on this delicious multi-layered banter together. To understand this sheer magnitude of tonight's collapse, we must first document the severe mental deletion that took over the Arsenal fan base a few weeks ago. Now, nobody is denying that they won the Premier League. Congratulations to them. They fought hard, they kept their composure, and they finally lifted the domestic trophy. But my God, the way these people celebrated that title, you would think the British government had officially handed over the keys to the United Kingdom to Bukayo Saka. Arsenal fans did not just celebrate, they threw a worldwide festival of unprovoked arrogance. They were holding street parades in Lagos. People who have never bought an air ticket in London were buying cars, setting off red flares, blocking traffic in Festac, and printing banners that read, "The double is certain, champions of England, future kings of Europe." They became completely untouchable on the internet. If you try to have a normal football conversation with an Arsenal fan, they would look at you from across the room and say, "Excuse me, are you speaking to an English champion? Please check the table before you address me." This domestic victory gave them a dangerous, toxic level of confidence. They forgot a very fundamental rule of life. The English Premier League is a local estate competition compared to the dark, spiritual waters of the UEFA Champions League. In Europe, nobody cares about your clean sheets against Everton or your tactical possession charts against Wolves. In Europe, you are entering the territory of real monsters, where clubs smell fear from miles away and eat it for breakfast. But no, the Arsenal fans were completely blind. They went ahead and started printing UCL winners 2026 t-shirts before the referee had even blown the whistle for kickoff in the final. They were already arguing about which player would win the Ballon d'Or between Saka and Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. They looked at the final opposition and thought it was just another walk in the park. They walked into that stadium without the energy of a man who won a sports bet and immediately went to go buy a mansion on credit. And let's talk about the actual match, because this is where the comedy turns into a full-blown Nollywood movie. On the first minute of the game, it became glaringly obvious that Mikel Arteta's tactical blueprint had suddenly turned into a manual for structural panic. All through the season, we heard about control, you must control the space, you must control the rhythm, you must trust the process. But tonight, the only thing Arsenal was controlling was the speed at which their own heartbeats were accelerating. The midfield that costs hundreds of millions of pounds suddenly looked like a group of men who were trying to find their lost car keys in a dark room. Declan Rice was running around the pitch like a hyperactive security guard who forgot his whistle. Every time the opposition counter-attacked, the Arsenal midfield evaporated into the thin air like a digital currency during a market crash. And what can we say about the star boy, Saka? Listen, I love Saka. He's a fantastic winger against local opposition. But tonight, on the greatest European stage, Saka was completely invisible. The opposition left flank didn't even need to tackle him. He just put Saka in his pocket and zipped it tight. For 90 minutes, Saka was playing hide and seek with the ball. Every time his teammates looked to pass to him, he was nowhere to be found, completely transformed into a ghost right on the pitch. Then we look at the captain, Martin Odegaard. When the going got tough, Odegaard did what he does best. He turned into a professional traffic warden. All he was doing for 120 minutes was pointing his fingers left and right, shouting instructions, and waving his hands in the air like someone trying to catch a downfall bus on the highway. No creative passes, no dangerous runs, just pure, unadulterated atmospheric gesticulation. Kai Havertz was up front looking like a tall, confused line teenager who mistakenly wandered into a professional adult tournament. The tactical system completely broke down in the Champions League finals. Teams do not give you 10 minutes of possession to decide what to do with your life. They press you, they suffocate you, and they force you to expose your true identity. The Arsenal's true identity tonight was simple. A highly organized group of domestic boys who don't know how to swim in deep ocean waters. But the real peak of the comedy, the absolute diamond of this entire entertainment show, happened during the penalty shootout. After 120 minutes of grueling, anxiety-inducing, boring football, the match went to penalties. Now we all know penalties are lottery, but Arsenal's lottery last night was operated by a village wish. The scores were tied. The pressure was high enough to melt steel. Up steps Gabriel Magalhães, the big, tough Brazilian centre-back, the man who spent the whole season flexing his muscles and scoring headers from corner kicks. He walked up to that penalty spot with the posture of a military general. He adjusted his shot, took a deep breath, and looked at the goalkeeper like he wanted to commit a structural offense. The referee blew the whistle. Gabriel ran to the ball, and then disaster happened. My country people, Gabriel did not just miss the penalty. Gabriel practically launched the football into the next geopolitical zone. He hit that ball with the entire anger of the Nigerian economic system. The ball left his foot, bypassed the crossbar, climbed over the roof of the stadium, and entered standard Earth orbit. Right now, as we speak, NASA is currently tracking the football in outer space. It has passed the International Space Station. It has bypassed Mars, and it is currently heading towards Elon Musk's satellite. This is why the rest of the football world can never take Arsenal fans seriously. You cannot be the loudest person in the room when you don't have the primary assets required to join the conversation. It's like a man who rides a bicycle trying to argue about the engine performance of a Ferrari. You can win all the domestic trophies you want. You can do all the passing patterns you like under Arteta. But until you lift that big-head trophy, you are simply a regional champion. You are a local champion who dominates the estate but gets terrified the moment you pass the boundary into the main city. 124 years of waiting, and the drought continues. At this rate, grandchildren of current Arsenal fans will grow old, retire, and start collecting pensions before this club ever sees the Champions League medal. And now we must address the architect of this beautiful delusion, Lord Mikel Arteta. For years now, Arsenal fans have treated this man like a political messiah. Every time they lose a game, they shout, say, Arteta is building a young squad. Look at the project. Well, how long is this project going to take to load? Is it running on a 2G network internet connection? Arteta has spent hundreds of millions of pounds building a team that is designed to look pretty, but lacks the core, raw gravel required to win when the stakes are lethal. He has created a system of perfect technicians who can pass the ball sideways 20 times without making a mistake, but the moment a real European heavyweight stands in front of them with a knife between their teeth, the entire process, in quotes, turns into a panic attack. Last night, Arteta's tactical adjustment during the game was a complete masterclass in confusion. He was throwing on substitutes haphazardly, changing formations every 5 minutes and looking at his coaching staff like he should come and save his life. The harsh, unfiltered truth that Arsenal fans need to accept last night is this: Mikel Arteta is an elite domestic coach, but when it comes to the high-stakes chess of European knockout football, he is still an absolute beginner. He can't spend the whole season acting like the next Pep Guardiola on television. only to turn into a confused spectator when the actual final arrives. The process has been loading for years, and tonight, the screen just showed a blue error message of total system failure. My people, the tears are premium, the banter is complete, and the reality is set in stone. Arsenal Football Club went out to conquer Europe, and Europe completely conquered them instead. Their 124-year European virginity remains perfectly intact. Gabriel's penalty kick is currently approaching the next solar system, and the Premier League celebrations from 2 weeks ago have officially turned into ashes of total embarrassment. Now, I want to invite everyone to the main event of this video, the comment section. If you are an Arsenal fan, please drop your excuses below. Tell us how the referee was against you. Tell us how the grasses was too green, or tell us why we should continue to trust the process in quote until the year 2090. If you are a non-Arsenal fan, Chelsea, United, Madrid, City, or anyone else, this is your playground. Go into the comment section right now and drop the most ruthless, unfiltered banter to console our crying nerves. Don't show any mercy, because they wouldn't show any to you. If this total destruction and celebration of Arsenal's European heritage brought a massive smile to your face, do me a huge favor and smash that like button right now. Make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our next viral football mockery session. Share this video immediately on your football channel groups, your office spaces, and your Twitter feeds to maximize the trolling of any Arsenal fan in your life, in your contact list, everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your trophy cabinet locked, protect your peace, and I will see you in the next video. European Virgins forever. Bye for now.